third week of Advent is joy, and the pink candle is joy. And I looked up on the internet, why is the joy candle pink? And you know what it says? Nobody knows. How often do you get that, right? Especially in religious circles. Everybody has an idea, and everybody just kind of shrugs, and they think that whoever started the Advent wreath, they had 3 blue candles and 1 pink one. Does that, are you okay with that? Okay. So we're going to talk about joy today. And a lot of times in wedding sermons, I will use this Bible passage. Always be full of joy in the Lord. I say it again, rejoice. Let everyone see that you are considerate in all that you do. Remember the Lord is coming soon. Don't worry about anything. Instead, pray about everything. Tell God what you need and thank Him for all that He has done. Then you will experience God's peace, which exceeds anything that we can understand. His peace will guard your hearts and minds as you live in Christ Jesus. Don't worry about anything, it says. I battle my seasonal depression by going outside. And I believe I'm hardier than a lot of Canadians, even though I come from the States, because the colder it is, the more fun it is to go out there. Yeah, no, you know what the key is? Dress warm, right? If you go out there in your summer clothes, yeah, you can't do it. It's mask to here, wool cap to here, 2 different hoods, warm wool socks, you gotta have wool socks, long underwear, wind pants, you gotta have all of that. And I love going out Boggy Creek, the golf courses, but on Tuesday or Monday I went out to Hidden Valley. Anybody know where Hidden Valley is? Out by Craven, between Craven and the number 6 highway. There's an old Anglican church, stone church I believe. They don't use it anymore, but it's right close to where this is. And on my trip out there, and while I was walking, I saw 36 deer. That's amazing, you know? And when you're out in nature, you forget about all of your troubles and worries, right? That's the problem. Depression and anxiety are rampant in our society today. And it's worse now since COVID. And you know why? We spend too much time up here. Okay? We spend too much time in our heads. And COVID was a big part of this. iPhones. Anybody who has a smartphone, right? You all day long, you can be on that. Oh, what's the new news story? What's this? What's the message that I got? And almost all day long, you are thinking, and that's not necessarily a good thing. Stay out of your heads. Do things during the day that will focus on nature. If when you see 17 deer in one herd, and when you have 17 deer in one herd, there is a buck in that group that is bigger than any buck you've seen for a long time, and that was the case. I saw another group of 7 and another one of 5, but the one that had 17, when he stood up and he put his chest out and his rack was up, there was a message. Stay away. This is mine. Okay? And it was a very, very powerful thing. So anybody who suffers from anxiety or depression, get out into nature. Even if you're driving in the car, that's one thing. You know, go out into the country and see the different things that are out there. And today, what a glorious day we have. A grandchild will do that to you too. You know, we played catch last night. Catch was throwing a lacrosse ball to her and having it in her lap, and then she'd grab it and hold it in her hand and throw it to Grandpa, throw it to Grandpa. And I'd have to reach over and throw it to myself and pick it and then throw it back to her. And she'd giggle and laugh every time. It just takes your mind off of all the things that you think about and worry I watched a very troubling Netflix documentary this week about Xanax. And this is the drug of choice now that doctors are using to treat anxiety and also sleep problems. And the problem is that it works. When people initially take Xanax, it works and they get rid of their anxiety. But it doesn't work in the long term. And for people trying to get off of it, it is a very difficult thing. So we have to find other ways, right? The solution to most of our problems is not in medication. It's in things in nature, and it's in our faith. Okay? In our faith. And most people don't understand this. They don't understand the power of faith and the reason for faith, why we gather together, why we believe the way that we do. This is one of the reasons. Faith brings joy into our life. Worry, anxiety, and fretting will suck the joy right out of our life and throw us into a dark place. Don't worry about anything. Instead, pray about everything. Most people will tell you, come on, get real. Solve your own problems. Try prayer. The things that you're worried about and anxious about, give it to God. Some people have worry cards that they carry with them. And at the end of the day, they give all of those worries to God. And for the rest of the day, they don't worry about it. Give those worries to God. Tell Him about what you need and thank Him for all that He has done. Be grateful for all that you have in your life. Okay, I speak for most of us here. I hate to break this to you. You're not middle-aged anymore. Right? You know what middle-age means? Yeah, no, sorry. I know you're taking this hard. Middle-age means that you're in the middle of your life, okay? Unless you're going to hit 160, right? You're not middle-aged. Okay? We're in the twilight years, or the last quarter. How do you like that? Football? The last quarter of our lives. It's time to be grateful for what we have and not think about the things we don't have or how the world could be different, how we could be happier if we had more things, or if people did more like we wanted them to do, then we'd be happier. Today is the day. Now is the time. Be grateful in what you have. And I've said this 100 times. In Canada, we should be of the most grateful people in the world. And so many Canadians are myopic. They see only the things that are wrong in their lives, the things in governments that they don't agree with, and we grumble and complain, and we don't lift up the gratitude. Be grateful for what you have. It takes depression and anxiety away from your heart, and it brings joy into your life. Then you will experience God's peace, which exceeds anything that we can understand. His peace will guard your hearts and minds as you live in Christ Jesus. Advent is the 4 weeks preceding Christmas. It's a time to prepare ourselves for the Christmas season, but prepare for the coming of the Lord. It's time to prepare for the end of our own lives. It's a time to feel the peace of Christ in our hearts. This program that we have for Places in the Heart, this is another way for us to express gratitude. It's one thing to tell people that we're thankful for them. It's another thing to show gratitude and to be generous with what we have. Nobody here is starving. There's people who are hungry in our community. There are people who are homeless in our community, but none of us are. We are all able to give greater than what we have. We have an opportunity to do that. And when we live our faith, when we practice our faith, joy comes into our hearts. Amen.